If your message isn't landing the same way in the room and on the screen, it's not a delivery issue. It's not a content issue. It's a design issue. Most of us were taught how to build a message for the room. You learn structure, you learn flow, you learn how to read the people while you're speaking. But the moment that message hits a screen, everything changes because the environment changed. And when the environment changes, the way a message is received changes too. So here's the simple way to see it. You're not just preparing a message anymore. You're designing an experience for the room and an experience for the screen. Same message, two completely different environments. And if you don't design for both, one of them is always going to suffer. I saw this firsthand during COVID. Like everyone else, suddenly everything went online. Empty rooms, cameras, no feedback, and what worked in the room just didn't translate. Messages that used to connect suddenly fell flat. Moments that used to land just passed by. And I remember thinking, but it's the same message, so why doesn't it feel the same? The answer was simple, because it wasn't designed for how people were now experiencing it. That's when everything changed for me. I stopped asking, is this a good message? And I started asking, how will this be experienced on the other side of the screen? Because that's where the real battle is. Not in what you say, but in what people actually believe. Let me make this really practical. Most of the breakdown happens in one of three places. First, the opening. In the room, people are already seated. They're already leaning in. They're committed to being there. But on the screen, that commitment doesn't exist yet. People are deciding in real time if they're going to stay, which means what feels like a natural slow build in the room feels like a delay on the screen. And if you take too long to get to something meaningful, people don't wait, they leave. Second, attention. In the room, attention is shared. Everyone's focused in the same direction. There's a collective energy that helps carry your message. But on the screen, attention is divided. Notifications, kids, another tab open on the laptop, text messages coming in. So when attention drops, even for a moment, you don't just lose focus, you lose the person. Most of the time, you don't even know it happened. Number three, assumption. In the room, you can feel confusion. You can see it. You can slow down. You can rephrase. You can adjust in real time. But on the screen, you don't get that feedback. So when something doesn't land, people don't lean in to figure it out. They just disengage. They check out. And your message moves on without them. So when you step back and look at your message, you can't just ask, is this clear in the room? You have to ask, will this hold when someone is half distracted, watching on a screen? Because that's where your message is either kept or it's lost. If you don't make this shift, you'll keep doing what most churches do. You'll prepare one message, but people will experience two very different versions of it, one that connects and one that gets lost. So in the next lesson, we're going to take this one step further, and I'm going to show you how to start shaping your message differently. So it doesn't just work in the room, it actually connects, holds attention, and stays with people, no matter where they're watching from. Because once you start designing for that, you don't just communicate better, you become a lot harder to ignore.